I didn't know if my family would be safe. St. Augustine stabbing, SWAT response at a motel. The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is investigating a stabbing involving 2 men Friday at a motel along State Road 16 in St. Augustine. Deputies say the incident happened at the Super 8 motel, prompting an immediate response from law enforcement. Due to reports that the suspect may have fled and barricaded himself across the street at the Stayable Extended Stay Suites, the SWAT team was called to secure the area. Authorities later cleared the scene and confirmed there's no ongoing threat to the public. Investigators are treating the incident as an aggravated battery at both locations, though they are still looking for one individual involved. That person is not considered a suspect at this time, according to officials. Christian Lewis, a resident at the Extended Stay Suites who knows both men, says he learned of the stabbing through his mother. He started to argue with the victim and just ran up on him and stabbed him in the abdomen, Lewis recalled. Fearing for his own family's safety, Lewis was on high alert. He lives right above me, and I have my kids in the house with me. I didn't want him to come to my room. To hide and let me know. And let me start again. He lives right above me, and I have kids in the house with me. I didn't want him to come to my room to hide and me not know the situation yet and let him in, and him potentially hold me and my kids hostage. The tense scene shook residents throughout the complex. I didn't know if my family would be safe. I heard them yelling at other families to put their kids under the bed and stuff like that. As a new dad, that's one of my biggest fears. Lewis says the man who was injured was someone he had trusted around his family, even babysitting his infant daughter in recent days. Nothing that I would have ever expected, he said. I wouldn't have seen it coming. Reflecting on the violence, Lewis expressed sorrow and disbelief. We're going to see this one day. They're going to see this one day when they go to look up their grandfather, and it's just not going to be okay, he said. I'm going to have to explain it to them one day. The investigation remains ongoing. The sheriff's office is encouraging anyone with information to come forward.
All right. So, yesterday.
Yes.
Just yesterday. And Blake, good job on reporting on this live.
Yeah.
I have a couple of details. So, where it happened was across the street. He ran to the stable location. So, where it happened, evidently both people have gotten arrested. The first guy who got stabbed is the one who evidently initiated the conflict.
Physical altercation?
The conflict. So both of them ended up getting arrested. But yesterday, coming from the river, Rebecca had to have her chai. And there's a Starbucks.
All right.
Right beside the Starbucks is the Stayable
Extended Stay.
All right. So me and Maeve are staying in the car. She goes in. Problem is Rebecca, her shoes were like in the back. We couldn't find it. So I had to give her my shoes. So we got a black top. You know, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. So I give her my shoes. So we're sitting there. Longest chai tea. It better have been freaking good. We're sitting in this parking lot. I saw 3 drug deals.
Dude.
A dude who was sleeping in the back of his car randomly pops up in a black hoodie, takes off his hoodie, gets in the front seat and drives off. He was like,
that seems legit.
Right. Yeah. Like 15, 20 feet away. I thought it was just an empty car. And he comes up and he's like,
good enough.
That's a nap. Heading into my shift. Yeah. The sketchiest Uber Eats guy I've ever seen, like, walks right past it. I mean, it was like, am I in St. Augustine?
Wow. What I just heard is that
there's a problem there.
The local drug dealers are more efficient than Starbucks. That's what I just heard.
Yeah.
3 drug deals for 1 chai tea?
Yeah.
That is not an efficiency rating that Starbucks wants to get.
There was one person where we know she was alive, but we don't know at what level of alive she was. She was laying in a white truck. It was, and there was like 3 people in that truck. And they weren't waiting for Starbucks. No. They were not waiting for Starbucks.
They're waiting for Jesus to come.
Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah. But no, the guy was literally sleeping in his car, 95 degrees, and it had to be over 100 in that car. He could have killed himself just by falling asleep in there.
Dude.
Yeah. What'd you say, Blake?
That's
But
insane.
we'll say though that I think I did hear from Rebecca when she got home and said like, oh, she didn't like the chai tea, so it was worthless to go there.
Yeah, it wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth it. So
Well, you got to recount the story of the situation. You gave us more context. That's not a lost experience.
yeah, no. So no. There's a couple of stories yesterday. There was a person who was in a sinking canoe. All right, and instead of like it was being pulled by a sea-doo. Instead of getting on the sea-doo, this woman was trying to lay in the canoe. All right, the canoe's already sinking. Just get on the back, and then her boyfriend or husband's holding on to both as they're dragging them down the river. You know, and it's like, okay, this is Florida. This is us. You're welcome.
Know thyself.
So, who needs television?
Right?
Just live
go
life.
outside.
Just live life in Florida.
Go outside. Meet people.
Yeah, that chai was good. It was the other one, the one she had earlier in the day, was not great. That experience wasn't great.
In that case, my apologies, Rebecca. I do retract that statement from earlier today. I'm glad you had a good chai tea.
There was multiple chais yesterday.
There was Starbucks and Southern Grounds, evidently.
Yes. So
All right. Well,
Starbucks did their portion. It was just extremely slow. I was like getting anxious. I had, I couldn't get out and fight because there would have been 9,000 degrees and I had a child in the car.
Yeah.
No, I was more worried about my feet. Maeve's tough.
She can handle herself.
Maeve's tough. She can handle herself.
Maeve's just in the back filing her nails with a machete. Like, don't bother me.
Go get him, Troy. So, no, I was worried about my feet. I'm Florida.
Yeah.
That's blacktop. I would have to fight on the little white lines.
Exactly. Which is so weird that works.
Yeah, I know.
It's so weird that the painted lines on the blacktop are cooler than the blacktop themselves.
I didn't realize that was a Florida thing until like my family from Tennessee was here, and I was running from white line to white line. They're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You're about to find out."
It's like, you can laugh at me or you can learn from me.
I did not realize that was a Florida thing. You know, the blacktop, you run from white line to white line if you're barefoot, and so your flesh of your feet don't fall off.
Yeah, I had Georgia family members that got like third-degree burns on the bottom of their feet trying to go to and from the beach. It was like, for one, don't go barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
For two, white lines, 100% white lines.
Well, and Rebecca had shoes, but she was having trouble finding them in the back of the boat because when you throw everything in the back of the boat, she was having. So I was like, "Oh, here, just take my shoes."
Yes,
I volunteered. It wasn't like she ripped them off my feet. I voluntarily gave them my shoes, and then I was like, "Oh, that was a mistake. I should have made her find her shoes."
Reminds me of that Dimitri Martin joke about you're picking what kind of attitude you're going to have when you pick your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you wear flip flops. Got to be nice because you can't be chased. You can't get in a fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
the last fight I was in, it was like I was in flip flops, and I had a very strict rule: don't get in fights in flip flops.
That you broke.
Like that I broke. Luckily, he didn't stomp on my foot.
Luckily.
So, no. So it was an interesting day.
Yeah.
Interesting day.
It's an exciting day. All right. After a rocky rollout,